Hey, welcome back, everybody. It's Chino, and we're back in All the Mods 9 to the sky. Hope you're doing well. I'm doing good. What I've been doing between episodes? Well, can you take a guess what I've been up to? That's right. Been working on a new build area here, a new island going in, and this is a pretty big build. Been quite happy with it. And I got the inspiration from a picture I saw of another Minecrafter who had done a build very similar to this, using a lot of the same blocks. And I saw that and I was like, ooh, I like the prismarine and the sandstone together. But there's a few other blocks I want to kind of add into this. I'm thinking some dripstone, maybe some copper blocks. I don't know. So still working on it, but the main framework is complete. There's 3 tiers to this room here that's been done. And then we've got the area downstairs, which still didn't have a floor on it, but we're going to take care of that here real quick in this episode. We'll get a floor in here because we're going to start putting some stuff in this. And then the top tier, and we're going to be doing some work up in this area up here today as well. So this is whole idea behind this is I want to contain all the magic stuff in one location. So we're going to put blood magic up here on the top. We're going to put Ars Nouveau down here on the bottom, and we'll probably end up doing some occultism, forbidden arcanas, all that other kind of stuff we'll be putting in some of these other rooms and areas as we go along. But most importantly, I need a name for this place. I started building it and I really didn't have a name in mind. Like, for example, when I did the mob farm over there, I decided I was going to call it the Island of Dr. Moreau. I kind of decided that like right off the beginning. But I really didn't have a name planned for this place yet. So think about it. If you have any suggestions on what we could call it, put it down in the comment section below. Looking for something from a fantasy world like Discworld or something like that. Maybe a city from there. Think about it. Give me something in the comments. Down here to the new mob farm. This is working great. I did finish doing up a lot of the filtering here. We're still getting a lot of stuff that I need to kind of handle, but you can see like the number of creeper heads, zombie heads. It's just outrageous. Skeleton skulls, skeleton spawn eggs. Yeah, we're getting all kinds of really, really good stuff. Not to mention we're getting a bunch of these ability totems, and Heart Gainer is a huge one to have. I never realized that. Do I have any more? Hidden chest plates, another really good one, but I think I may have maxed out on both of these now. Yeah, Heart Gainer's maxed out. So look down here. Isn't that crazy? There you go. So it's red, then it goes to yellow, then it goes to green, then it goes to blue. So that's 32 hearts that I've got there, plus another 6. So I'm up to 38 hearts of health is what I'm up to right now. That's insane. I love it. But yeah, this thing is doing really, really good. But let's take a look here. This is the whole reason we built this, was for what's in this jug right here. Look at the number of gems that we're getting. And these aren't just shabby gems. Let me tell you, Gem of the Royal Family. We have 7 flawless gems of the Royal Family. That's crazy. Warlord. We got 1 flawless Warlord. Where is the Samurai one? Oh, the Brawler one. That's another one that is, yeah, 25 Brawler and 2 Solar. And we have 1 gem of the Samurai, flawless gem of the Samurai. So we're going to be using these gems to give ourselves some increased stats. Also been playing around with the phytogenic insulator. See, I learned how to say it finally. But I wanted to come up with like a very, very small, compact way of doing this. And I think most people, when they do the playthrough and they're using the phytogenic, they do it this way. Phytogenic on bottom, 2x1 drawer on top, with the essence and the seeds, because when the phytogenic finishes, it puts out the output of the seed and the output here. So those go up into here, and then the seed comes immediately back in. Also, while working down here, I did revamp the hostile neural network here a little bit. I've got drawers set up on this side. And so now we're just making the predictions and letting them go straight into the storage drawers and letting them back stuff. instead of going in and being converted over into an item. Back here, I have the loot fabricators put into place along with the pattern providers up here at the top. So now if I need Dragon's Breath or if I need coal, I could actually make coal using these loot fabricators. So whenever I put in a recipe for the coal, it'll come here, it'll pull one of the prediction out of there. It'll put it into here from the wither skeleton, put it into there, turn it into coal, and then pump it back out. But while we're on the subject of this, I do want to say a quick thanks to Bismithy from the comment section of the video from when I was doing the spawn islands. Bismithy reminded me that we can use the swab on an invoker and use that for making a spawn egg, and then I can put that spawn egg into an apotheosis spawner and spawn a bunch of the invokers, kill them, and level my invoker up. So that is a great idea. Thank you very much. If you haven't written a comment or you see something that I'm doing in this video and you're like, hey, there's a better way you could do it, I do not mind backseat drivers. Pop in, let me know what's going on. That's how I learn. Bismithy did not know that you could put your building gadget into your A2 system and link it. So you see that? I helped out Bismithy. Bismithy helped out me. And that's what makes everything worth living. I mean, that's what makes the world go round, right? So what are we going to be doing in this episode? Well, it's all going to be about magic stuff today. Yep. We're going to be working on blood magic, Ars Nouveau, Forcecraft, maybe even get into a little occultism, forbidden arcana, whatever we can get into and get through. Those are some pretty big mods and they have a lot of quest line with them. So I don't know if we'll get through them all, but we'll do our best. So that's what we're going to work on today over there in our new building. But first things first, we have all the modium. We have smithing templates. So we can make all the modium upgrades for our stuff. I don't know why I didn't think about that. So we're going to make, let's make 3 more of those. Put you back up in there. Cool. So we've got 4 of those now. So it should be just a matter of throwing like the sword up there, right? And throwing up all the modium ingot and throwing up a template. And that's going to give us a violent, all the modium sword of the ancient library. Stat increase on that should be just attack power and attack speed. So we're going from attack speed 2.08, and we're going to be going to attack speed of 7.15. Attack damage from 19.5. We're going to jump that up to 27.5. Holy cow. That is pretty insane. What are we doing here? Don't see a whole lot of change there. But hey, we're going to do it anyways. We got 2 more pieces. Let's do... let's do our armor. Let's do it all. There's that one. There's that one. That one. And that one. Look how sexy we are. Ho, ho, ho. Oh, yeah. Looks good with my samurai armor underneath it. Cool. I am so excited about this. Now we got a full on all the modium set. That is sweet. Well, let's get started into the magical stuff. Now, I do need to put a floor in this thing, but we're going to be working upstairs to begin with. Up here is where we're going to be doing most of our work today in creating our tier 4 altar for blood magic. And I'm thinking that it'll be able to go right up here on top, and we're going to use this area here for the later rituals, right? So this should be the area where we can do it, where we can work on up here. Cool. Taking a look at our quest book for blood magic, it looks like we're just going to get this all kicked off right here, and that's going to get us the book. Cool. So we're going to work on the quest line, basically following right along this line here. We're going to deviate just slightly, just a little bit as we move along here. But the entire thing we want to get to here is going to be that tier 4 altar is what we want to get to. So I went ahead and went into the book, and that gives us an opportunity to look at the tier 5 altar. So that's what the finished one will look like when it's all done. I could reset that down into the ground one, but I kind of like having it up here on the ceiling like that. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to fill in the blanks on this and kind of fill this whole framework out so that we have like an idea of what it's going to look like. Okay. And then I will be back. Okay. Got it all laid out up here. We can turn off the visualization. There we go. So I've got it kind of laid out up here. The black stone will represent where runes need to go, and the rest of the bricks just represent kind of building stuff that needs to go there. Do I have any wool, red wool? 2, 3, 4. And these will represent the other 4 blocks that need to go out here when it is done at a tier 4 or a tier 5. So that is the tier 5 altar. We just need to get to a tier 4 altar, which would be to this row right here. Is really all we need to get to. But for completion of the pack, we are going to go to a tier 5 altar all the way to the top. So let's get our first 2 pieces made that we're going to need. We're going to need the sacrificial knife, and we're going to need the blood altar. Cool. All right, so now we can just stand here with the knife, and now you see why having all that health is so important. All right, so we're going to need to make a blood orb, and that is simply going to be a diamond that we're going to put on top of there. There we go. Cool. We'll let that go. That takes care of that. That takes care of that. So let's make our slates. We're going to need to make blank slates, and that's going to be putting any kind of stone going into that. We'll pull that out of there. Put one of those onto there. It'll start absorbing it, and that's going to turn it into the slate. You can see the amount of life essence that's up there, 8,300, 8,200, and that's done. Pop that out. Let's do one more. All right, let me do this 8 more times or 6 more times to get everything we need for the next step. Right, we need to make the 8 blank runes. Very good. So now I can replace these 8 with the blank runes. All right, we're going to put a little bit of automation into this before we finish out the tier 2. Let's get a barrel. Let's get 2 of those. We're not going to need a bunch space on this, and we just need a little bit of filtering on it. And do we have the transporters? We do. We have transporters. I've already made them. Sweet. So I'm going to put down a barrel right there for now, and I'm going to put down a barrel right there for now. I'm going to put a transporter there and there, and put a transporter there and there. Cool. I was having trouble getting that to work, and I realized finally that I was using the world transporter, not the item transporter. Let's try this one more time. So that should be the end. That should be the end there. Cool. We're going to set a whitelist, and we're going to allow blank slates. And we're going to enable a whitelist on here, and we're going to allow, not 46. We're going to allow 1 stone. Cool. So now I should be able to put that into there. It'll put one stone in. There it goes. Okay. Yes, that's automated now. Thank goodness. Woo. Okay, we now have 4 of the speed runes set up. Should make things go faster. And looks like it's holding the runes in there a little longer than it should, which is starting to turn them into some reinforced slates. It's not doing it every time, but it's doing it enough now that it's becoming bothersome. But that tells me if we're able to make the reinforced slates, that means that we've got the tier 2 altar ready to go. So I was just reading back through the book there, and only the cardinal direction ones can be speed upgrades. The corner ones have to be just the blank runes until you get to a tier 3 altar. So that should now have us to a tier 2 altar. So that should be the tier 2. And now that we have this area here set, that should be a tier 3 is what we should have that set up to now. Turn that off for a second. Cool. How can we see what our altar level is? That's a question I want to know. All right, let's get in here. Let's make the alchemy table. This is one of the first things that we're going to need for blood magic. So we're going to set it up right by the door here. We can put our weak blood orb into it, and then the recipe we're going to need for ash is going to be redstone, white dye, gunpowder, and charcoal. And there we go. And you got to have enough essence in your weak blood orb to be able to make that work. If you don't, it won't craft. You'll need to add to it. There we go. We got our arcane ashes. And then with the arcane ashes, we're going to use that to make a circle. Then in the circle, we're going to add 2 items to it. We want to make the divination sigil. This is going to give us information about our soul network and also about the altar itself. So to make that using the alchemy array, we're going to need to click the dust in the ground. Then we're going to right click in redstone and then right click in a blank slate. And I don't know if I need to do this up here by it, but we're gonna. So I'm going to click that on the ground. And then we're going to right click the redstone. And then we're going to right click a blank slate. There we go. Divination sigil. So now we should be able to right click the blood altar now. There it goes. Current tier 3, current essence 7084. We right click it, we can see how much essence it's just we have in our network right now. That network is what is stored here. So if I right click that, we click it again, notice it went up by 200. So I can set here just like if I was using the knife to add life essence to my network. I can do that. There you go, I'm at 5,000, and I think that's all that one will store. Cool. And this, we can look at it and see how much is on there. But right-clicking it now, we know. Now we're at a tier 3 altar, and we're ready to go to a tier 4. So while this is a fun game, standing here and just doing this, I don't want to do that. There's a lot of other stuff I'd like to do on this map, and I need a lot of these blank slates. So we're going to have to find out a way to automate this. If I were to just let this run, I would only be able to get 10 of these per, because it takes 1,000 LP, life essence points, to create one slate, right? So the most I can do is 10 before it runs out, and then it's not going to make anymore. So while this is automated putting them in and taking it out, it's not going to automate making them unless I stand here and do this. And I don't want to do that. Luckily, there is a tool that we can use to help with that. So we can go to the Dagger of Sacrifice. It says now you can stab others to use their blood instead. Stabbing any mob within 2 blocks of your altar with one of these will insta-kill them and drain their LP into your altar. If you have a Runes of Sacrifice around your altar, will get more per kill And it says, I'm also totally not giving you 16 eggs for you to potentially get chickens for blood. Totally just for cooking. That's funny. We don't kill chickens around here. Come on now. So to make that, we're just going to need an iron sword. And it's going to need 3,000 LP. There we go. We got our sword, our dagger of sacrifice. So that's where we want to have them to kill at. And I went ahead and brought some of this glass here because I think it'd look good here. All right, I'm going to break this spot right here so we can get to it. And hold control, we click it, we can see minimum spawner delays 200, max spawner delays 800, spawn counts 4, activation range is 16, spawn range is 4. So we want to change those stats. Those are blazes. It's a blaze spawner. It's all right. We're going to be changing it here in just a minute. So the first thing we want to do is we want to get redstone control on this thing. So we're going to make ourselves a redstone comparator. There we go. So I got redstone control on it now, so hopefully that'll stop them from spawning. Okay, next thing we want to do is we're going to want to decrease the spawn range on that down to 4. And that's going to be the blaze rods. And then we're going to want to have the nether quartz in our offhand. There we go. So we should have that down to a spawn range of 1. Perfect. All right, and to get it to ignore the player, we're going to have it do, we're going to put a conduit in there. There we go. And we do not want the nether quartz in our hand. There we go. So now we don't have to be here for it to spawn right now, right? And then we're going to want to put a zombie spawner on it. There we go. So now that is a zombie spawner. And we got activation range, ignores players, redstone control. Yeah, let's put a torch, let's put a lever on it and see what happens here. Anything? So why aren't they spawning? May need a bigger platform. Yeah, totally it. I got it now. So I should be able to take the dagger of sacrifice. I'm going to kick this back on. Yeah, I'm going to kick that one back on. So we're back to making. Here we go. And then yeah, sweet. Okay. Not very fast. We need to speed it up. How can we speed up the rate on this? Minimum spawn delay, maximum spawn delay. Max entities. So we want to increase that with gas tiers. You know what? That may not be within 2 blocks of it now. Yeah, we're gonna have to lower this down. All right, we're gonna start working on the tier 2 sigils. So these are gonna be the reinforced. We've already actually made a couple of them, but right now we are still not getting very good coming out of here, and I don't think it's quite working right for us. So I've not done something right here, but I'm gonna keep working on it to try to get it where we need it to be at. So for right now, yeah, I'm going to be doing this for a while until I get what I need. So I will be back. We're going to go ahead and make the next orb. I think this is the apprentice orb. I went ahead and set this up and set the filter on there to start making the reinforced slates. So it'll convert over from stone to the normal slate. And then after that, it'll stay in there until it becomes a reinforced slate, as long as we've got LP in the network. That is. So now with each shot from the sacrificial sword, it should give us a little more life essence. Cool. All right, so right now we're at 7756. That was the wrong sword. Wait for him to show back up. We'll try it again. There's one. All right, 77.56. 79.04. There you go. That's a little better. Okay, still not working right. Kill them, not going up. Not happy about that. Not happy at all. But we've got something that we're going to be able to do here in just a moment that will kind of remedy that. But for right now, I've gone ahead and got this set up for making the imbued slates, which will be the next tier that we'll need to get to above the reinforced. Oop, that's out. All right, tried it with pillagers instead, thinking maybe zombies wouldn't count. So 1584. See, 1584. 1584. I don't get it. All right, we've made some of the ritual stones now. This is kind of like going to be our next level to progress. Through this pack, we're going to have to go and do some dungeon delving. So we need a master ritual stone. All right, we're going to cycle through. We're going to find the ritual or the hidden realm. What's it called? Edge of the hidden realm. That's what we need to find right there. If we go to the book and we look at the rituals. So we need a total of 1630 to 36. So a total of 36 runes. If we take a look, I've got 24. So I need to make 12 more of those. And once we get that done, we'll set that up and then we'll go delving into the dungeons. For the first ritual that we're going to do here, I'm going to put this down. I've got this set, and you can see it's going to highlight it and show you where everything is going to go for it. We've got everything that we need, so we're just going to go ahead and right-click on it. It's going to take the runes out of our inventory. It's going to put them exactly where it needs to go. And then we're going to take our weak activation crystal, and we're going to shift right-click. Right-click. You feel pushed but are too weak to perform this ritual. Okay. So that means that we don't have enough LP. Okay, here we go. Rush of energy flows to the ritual. Perfect. Haha. The other thing that we may need, and I think it may be a part of this quest line, dungeon keys. We don't have to have them. We may get lucky and find them. But if we don't, we'll have to make them. And if we have to make them, we're going to have to go through the whole Hellforge process. So I'm kind of hoping that we can jump through that without having to go too far into it. But really, we're only there looking for the towel is what we want. If we come and look at the quest line here, we're going this way. So we need the towel and saturated towel as we go along this direction right here. We'll have to go back and do some of this, but this is what we want to get to right now, right? Absolutely amazing. Here we go. We are inside, and I'm going to put another one of these. I can click that, and that'll take me back to that platform that we're at. So I'm going to just call this Hidden Realm. We got a waystone up here now, so now we have a way of going back and forth out of here. Hopefully, we won't have to make too many trips. Cool. Got 2 keys right off the bat. This is a procedurally generated map, so it doesn't do anything behind this wall until I click it with a key. So the only way you generate additional is by clicking with a key. And I should have brought some torches with me. That would have been good. What I am looking for here, though, besides having a little bit, is that stuff right there. Did I bring... So first off, let's grab some torches. Excuse me for 1 second, sir. I'll throw some torches down. Yeah, not too worried about these guys, right? Cool. Woo! That thing burns. Okay, I see nothing there that I want. And I see nothing there that we want. Yet, didn't get very successful on this first one. All right, there's some tau fruit. That's one thing we're looking for. We're one step closer. But no keys so far. Oh, some demon will. I'll take that for sure. But no keys. Gosh darn it. Okay. Well, that means we're going to have to go back and go through the Hellforge process and make some keys, because I would like to get the saturated tau. Now, I can make saturated tau if I wanted to, but there's more exploring we want to do on this one. Okay, went ahead and we're going to start making a little bit of will here. And this is pretty simple, especially when you have a mob farm like this. We can just click on a mob and then kill. And we get our will out of there. Let me shut that off. Okay, let's make our first Tardic gem. Cool. And then to make the keys, we're going to have to increase it, of course, to the common at least, which is all the way up to there. So let me finish getting the lesser and the common one done. I don't know if I'll go up to the greater, but we'll see. Okay, getting keys made. That is a long, long process. All right, let's keep let's keep going. We'll go around first, and we're going to put some torches up. Get this all lit up. All right, so we are still looking for the saturated tau. And there we go. That's what I'm looking for. So I thought there was one in there. All right, that's all the chest in this one. Still didn't get what I was looking for. Only one more way to go. All right, let's try the last one. That's a shame. It hasn't been haven't had some very good rolls as far as the RNG goes. Haven't had a lot of success in this. All right, well. Looks like I got one. Now it will stay a saturated tau. The other pigs went flying off. Now that we've got our saturated tau fruit, we're going to jump up here. We're going to follow this little quest line right here. So we need to make the alchemical reaction chamber, and then we're going to start working towards getting the weak blood shard. With those two things, we should have everything we need then to go to a tier 4 altar. So let's get started. Cool. I'm going to hang off. I've got one weak blood shard. That's what I was hoping for. Oh, we got the weak blood shard. Now, how many? I would get 8. Get 8 from that. Sweet. Okay. So, oh, that's interesting. Lost the texture. So these we're going to replace right up on top. I want to start just using the exchanger gadget, and everything where we see the black stone on this tier right here, we're going to replace with a rune, and see how many more I'm going to need. I've got a couple that I got from rewards. So we got a couple of speed runes. And I got a rune of self-sacrifice, or of just sacrifice. What does that leave us? So we've got 2 sides done. 2, so we need 14 more. All right, let's make 14 more runes. This should be the last of it that we need for a tier 4 altar. Cool, let's see if it did it. Tier 4 altar, awesome. All right, we did it. All right, we're going to do a little more work in the magic stuff. Now, let's start working on some R's with a very specific goal in mind that I have. And we don't know, I don't know if it's going to work or not, but we're going to try this. Remember that shady trader I talked about? So for the shady wizard, I think is what he's called, you use the arcane core and put those guys in there. And it's a level 4 trade that we're looking for. So, you know, we're not going to know if we're going to have it until we don't. So that's the one bad thing about it. Okay, that one reset, and I didn't get it here either. And since I've already got the Summon Guardian, I'm not going to worry about this one too much. So we're going to see if we can pop that guy out of there, let him roam around, take his core out. Break those two and see if I can get them to going back to being nitwits. All right, while we're waiting to see, I do have a converter set up here. I'm not sure if I'm using this right. I haven't looked at it yet, but I went ahead and put some guys in there. We're going to see if that's going to work. In the meantime, I did go ahead and bring some of the Ars Nouveau stuff over here. So making the source gems, that's happened here automatically again, coming out of the oak barrel. Move that over. I'm not going to put any source near that for now, but we are going to be doing a little more stuffs in this area. I think like that'll work just fine. Going down through the quest line for Ars Nouveau, we've made a pretty big run down through. I don't think we need to do anything else here. We're going to end up doing some stuff up here just because I want to learn a little bit more about Ars Nouveau. But I probably won't be doing that on camera. Unless I see something kind of that's caught me off guard and I need to learn how to do it, and I'll teach it. Okay. All right, let's get started with this. The enchanting apparatus, that looks relatively simple. Arcane core, we've been making those. Let's go ahead and make 8 of those. There we go. And it said that we're going to need to, I'm going to do this probably like right here. So first thing we're going to do is arcane core is going to go in, it said into the ground. Then we're going to put the enchanting apparatus on top of that. Does that look correct? I think it looks correct. Let's start off with the Mage Bloom seeds. This is going to require any seed plus the source gems. And we got it. That's what I've been looking for right there. The Drigme token. So typically, I haven't found a way yet of being able to get Drigmes in the sky map world. I haven't gone through all the reading yet, but I know that one of the things you need is a Drigme token. And that is exactly what I have been looking for this whole time, is to get one that will give me the Drigme token. So that is cool. I should now be able to get the Drigmes, and I want to be able to use the Drigmes for doing a little more resource gathering for me from some of the mobs. So that is going to be amazing right there. Awesome. All right, last thing I want to work on here is we're going to do some of the force craft stuff. Now this definitely not going to get through all of this. This will take several episodes if I were to try to lay it out. But I do want to kind of learn a little bit about how this works. Force ingots, we can make more of those by using force gems, and force gems are something that we can get. We're getting it from, here it is. We're getting it from sand. I was going to say we're getting it someplace from Civ and something. Force sapling, I'm going to skip that. We're going to go straight to the infuser. That'll be the next thing that we do there. And then we'll go to tier 0 will be the next one that we're going to do. Okay. All right, upgrade tome. The upgrade tome is what determines the tier of infusion. It starts off at tier 0 and goes to 7. You need 2 things to tear up, to tier up. Force points and mastery. You get force points from infusing, and mastery comes from using every infusion in that tier. To get to tier 1, you need to infuse with a nugget and a claw. All right, let's put this thing down here. I'm going to come out from the corner. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to put you right there. Looks like we're going to need some force gems. Let's say knockback. It says the force nugget can be used to infuse with a force sword or force axe, and will give the knockback ability. So a claw can be used to infuse a few different items. On force swords, it'll give sharpness. Okay. There we go. So that gives us sharpness on that sword. On that one. Cool. Okay, so tier 0, 2 of 2, force points 50. Next tier 46. I press shift. You get force points for applying infusions. Okay, can we do sharpness? That one. No, we cannot. All right, let's make another force sword. And can we do knockback on it? So now it will let us. So it looks like you can only do maybe 1 infusion per. Well, that's kind of wasteful. Okay, let me work on leveling this a little bit, and I'll be back. All right, so reading this, we can make a, not that, just want 1 in there, and that will get us an experience tome. Press shift for details. All right, so we can store experience in that. That's pretty cool, but it's not very big. But that's okay. We got that one done. And then the upgrade core with that is the force rod and an experience tome. And I don't know, what I want to find out is if we need to have experience in it or not. So we're going to check that and see, but we're going to do this and that. Yes, it looks like we do. How do we get experience into it? Right click. Oh yeah, there we go. Okay. So now can I put that there? Oh, look at there, 64 cores. All right, cool. To make the ATM star, you need components from nearly every major mod in this pack. Putting in the time now will give me a head start on knocking out some of those pieces earlier rather than later. Besides, who doesn't like magic stuff? Okay, I have made it through to most everything here. Tier 2 was very difficult, and there was some problems I had with that one. You have to have 9 total infusions, and you see you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's only 7 items listed. Under the fortune, I'm just mentioning this so that if you're having the same problem, or so you don't have the same problem, but under fortune, there are actually several that you can do. So you make four of the fortune cookies. You're going to do 1 infusion to a pickaxe, 1 to a sword, 1 to a bow, and 1 to armor. So there's 4 uses right there. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This is the other one that tripped me up. So everything else that you create along the way, when you get done infusing it once, you can't infuse it a second time. Well, that is not for the backpack. So once you make the backpack, you're going to be upgrading it each one of these times, and that counts towards what you need to do for the next tier as you go along. So that's cool. So once I figured this one out, I got that one done, and I figured out, hey, yeah, I've got to update that thing again. So, you saw me earlier, I would make something, infuse it once, and I'd put it in the trash can. Well, I'd done the same thing. I'd made the backpack, infused it, put it in the trash can. So when I got to this point, it's like, oh, I can upgrade it again. So I had to make a backpack and then do that one and then do that one. And that got me through tier 3 onto tier 4. After that, I've just been going down, this is, you need 3 for this one, and it's that one, creating Bane and also adding heat to create the core, the heating core. to be able to get that one. So that's your third one. And then these 3 are all relatively quick and easy to do. And then now we're on to tier 6, almost done. So can you tell me the time? Yes, I can. It's time to get through number 6. So pop this one up, and that's going to be to make the time torch, which is a tick accelerator. We're going to be using those. So it's going to take a clock and a force torch. Looking at this, infusing items of obsidian gives them unbreaking. So we can use obsidian, and we're going to be looking at that one probably on armor. And then here, using ender pearl with a force rod will allow you to teleport to a set location. A sword with ender will teleport a few blocks in the direction you're looking. A bow with ender pearls infusion will take mobs hit by the bow's arrow to teleport. So if we take a look, we only need 3 different infusions to get to the next level. So that means pretty much we just need to do the time torch and obsidian, and we'll do the obsidian on that shovel. And then the ender pearl we will do on the force rod if we can. If we can't, we'll make another force rod. And yep, we can do that one. So that gives us 1 of 3. That's cool. And then we can do this one. And that gives us our 2 of 3. And finally, only 1 clock per torch, please. There we go. And that gets us all the way up to number 7. I'm going to go ahead and we're going to make a couple more of these time torches, because I want to test something. Right here. Yeah, I would say that's having an effect. You can see almost the line right there. So it's affecting 1, 2, 3 blocks out. Looks like it. So if I were to put it right here, look at that. I have a sneaking suspicion that this might break some things as far as how much materials we're going to be getting now. I think that might put us over the top on stuff. That's pretty cool. We'll play around with those time torches some more. There's a lot of stuff that I know, we can tick accelerate crops, for example, specifically crops. I'm thinking mystical agriculture. Mystical agriculture, I'm looking here at you. Definitely think that we can do some tick acceleration on this. So we're going to try that out. And maybe even some stuff with blood magic. We'll see. I got to get this working, so that's going to be something I'm going to be working on between episodes. I need to set up a more constant flow of life essence coming into this thing. So yeah, that's going to be a thing, because I need a lot of slates. I want to get this thing maxed out to tier 5. And I want to put in some really good runes in here also, so that I can automate this thing by pumping in and pumping out life essence. So I'll be working on that between episodes. All right, folks, that's going to do it for this episode. Thanks for spending time with me. Next video, we're going to go through a serious overhaul and rewiring of the base power and item transportation network to speed up crafting and reduce ticks on the server for better performance. Something we should all do from time to time, and I'm going to show you how I do it to keep my world running smoothly. Thanks for spending time with me. This is Shino, and we'll see you in the next video. Take care.